Shalom, call Allah Yahweh Shem Shah, Shalom to the left. This video right here, I got a video queued up, just a short clip, and it's showing how a nuclear bomb works. And before I play the video, I'm gonna get a few precepts. But one of the main things I want to point out is how a lot more often, this is the talk that's been going around. ICBMs, nuclear war, World War III. All this is mentioned in the scripture. This thing must come to pass. And let me get that preset real quick. Give me 1 minute. Book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 6, it says, and you should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And see, a lot of people, they troubled by this. But you have certain people, that's aware and that's in the know of what's going on. This is a good sign, because this shows how much closer we are to the end of Esau's world and how closer we are to the beginning of Jacob's world. Because that's what we've been looking for. That's what we've been patiently waiting on. Waiting on Yahweh Shem Shah to establish righteous kingdom on earth as it should be. And he's going to show his power by how he's setting these nations up against each other and Yahweh going to send Yahweh Shah in the midst and the height of the third woe. And let me get that real quick. This book of Joel chapter 3 verse 2 says, I will also gather all the nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Why? Because the Most High can put a spirit on them to go over there. They already going over there right now. That region over there has been getting hotter and hotter. It says, I will plead with them therefore for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. They did a lot of shit. And they still doing stuff still to this day. These devils ain't finna let up. They going all out now. So in the midst of that, let me get this other precept in 2nd Ezra. Book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and this lines right up with the scriptures for those who think the Apocrypha is not accurate. Book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13 verse 3 says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen upon him. Because, hey, people gonna see this. People in the Air Force, Space Force, Marines, Navy, whatever, they're going to see this. It said, whatsoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt. I heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. After this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Because in the midst of this third war, while it's going down, as it is written, they're going to stop fighting each other and try to turn and fight Yahweh Shah and the angels. And in verse 6 it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had created himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Now he not coming flying on no big mountain, he coming flying on a ship. It just looked like a great mountain, big mountain. Sometimes they put certain scenes like that in movies. I want to say one of them was called The Third Kind or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Now verse 8 it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, because that's how Esau let it get down. They see dark-skinned man, brown-skinned man coming how you want to come. They want to subdue him. And in this case, they're not going to be able to subdue Yahweh Shah and the angels. Now, let me see. Salaki, let me go back up. It says, from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region of the place where the hill was graven, and I could not, because that's how big the ship gonna be. It's gonna be covering out the sky, blocking out the sky. Along with the nukes. So it's gonna be simultaneously, this is all gonna be happening. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But all he saw, they sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Now let's jump back to the book of Joel. It says right here, it's going to bring all the nations down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them